Do you think when Thanos snaps, like, all the pregnant women just spit out dust?
Alright,
God.
so we're the ReeCast. I'm one of your great hosts, Manos.
Hi. I'm Neo Dinyari. I'm a writer and a horror game critic.
My name's West. I draw. And also my name's Ethan.
My name's Top Picante, also named Logan on the side. I just kind of exist here for comic relief.
That's usually how it
Alright.
works.
So I hate myself.
Alright.
And I've recently been looking into diets. I think I'm kind of gaining some weight, gamer weight. And I found the keto diet. I think that's wrong, but
Is that a diet of ketamine?
it sounds like it, yeah. But it turns out it's like very specific things you can eat. And on this list of like protein was alligator. First off, I don't know where you find alligator to eat. Second,
Well, I imagine you can find it hunting in Florida. There's a lot of crazy people there and a lot of alligators. It's kind of the perfect blend for both of those to combine.
You go to the market and it's like a Fallout shop. Like, you enter the dialogue box and they're selling, like 10-foot long alligators.
See, I can't even imagine it as a market. I imagine you go to Uncle Fred's backyard, Swamp Emporium, and bam, he has like chunk of alligator. You just buy it like medieval meats. You just buy it and you just start digging in.
Do you think you can make an alligator like themed fast food restaurant?
that
I
can't be
don't
healthy.
think that's legal.
Yeah,
well, it's not
I
illegal.
don't know if you could get that much meat to supply a restaurant like that.
Well, you
I don't
get
think
the
there's enough
hookups.
alligators.
Alligator farms? How else?
Alligator farms.
Yeah, when's the last time you've met an alligator farmer?
Well, first off, they don't exist. That's why I'm proposing that they should exist.
They don't exist. Yeah, you're right.
So to make our billions of wealth, we just start the alligator farm, and then the
Well,
fast
yeah.
food chain like Crocodile, and we just fucking sell crocodile and crocodiles or alligators. Really, what is the difference? I know there is one. I cannot tell you.
There's like, one of them.
Isn't that their mouth shape?
Yeah, they're like sharp.
It's their snout, isn't it?
Yeah, their mouth shape.
Yeah, they're sharp. I don't know.
Mouth shape. What?
I don't know, man. Isn't that what it
Mouth
is?
shape? What does that
Anyway.
mean?
So, if you have like alligator farms, you could easily supply like 100 alligator, keep them constantly mating, keep it up, get the babies, raise them good lives, good families, full whole grown.
Industrial alligator farming.
Yeah, well, you
Is
start
that
off
PETA?
local, and then you slowly get to the point where Pete is like, hey, alright, you need
I'm
to
here
stop.
Chill out.
You need to chill out. You're killing way too many alligators. Like, I don't think you know the impact of this in society.
You walk up in like a full alligator leather suit. What you mean, partner?
Yeah, would that be the mascot for the company? Just alligator Jim?
Well, imagine how messed up that'd be. You have an alligator as the mascot of your alligator farm, in which
Chick-fil-A.
it gets sent to the alligator butchery to be alligator eaten.
Okay, but why does McDonald's have a
Alligator
clown?
eaten, Yeah.
Well, Chick-fil-A.
McDo-
Ronald?
It's because they serve clowns, obviously.
Oh, then what does Wendy's serve?
Cute white women.
I don't know about that one. No claims. No claim. Yeah.
I'm just saying, last time I went to Burger King, I definitely was not served some fucking royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
have
true.
not had a good experience at Burger King. I don't know if it's like the
Fast
local
food
one
sucks.
or that is also true. Fast food does suck.
But it's
You gotta
it's
cook
like
everything at home like I do.
it's
Burger
nice.
King's like Denny's. You don't go to Denny's, you end up at Denny's.
That's true. That's very true.
Fucking Denny's. I've never been to Denny's.
names. Why are there so many like fast food restaurants, especially named after someone? Like who's Wendy? Who's Denny? Is
Well,
there going to be like an
Wendy's
epic
the-
battle of the ages between Ronald,
Yeah,
Wendy, the
Wendy
big
versus
boy,
Denny.
the
I
big
think
boy
that's
himself?
what Twitter is for.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
actually,
the Wendy's
good point.
girl has a backstory, but Denny's I'm not sure. But
You guys know any
full.
fast food lore?
The Wendy's girl is fucking smug as hell. They're talking shit
Yeah.
all the day on Twitter.
Do you think your parents ever loved her?
No, she
Probably
was
not.
adopted. So her real parents
Is that
never.
part of her
loved her.
lore?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Her lore.
yeah. Monos the lore master.
The in-depth lore of the Wendy's girl mascot.
I did all the side quests. I know all the secret
Why don't you
details.
ask the Wendy's Twitter account about all this?
I mean,
You
fast
guys
food
remember
mascots are pretty much just cryptids, right?
It's like the Wendy girl is a cryptid.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what she's actually like. She's like
I don't
Jeff
think
Killer.
Denny's itself is a cryptid. The things that happen inside of it.
Yeah,
Now
like that
that-
rock the metal concert at 2 a.m. That video is amazing.
I've never
That
seen
fucking
it.
Hooters owl is a cryptid.
Yeah, I can see that one. I think owls in general are pretty scary.
Pretty scary, yeah. People always mistake them for actual fucking like cryptids, because it's like you always see their like eyes in the dark, and they always glow in the dark.
See, like,
Well, not the whole owl, just their eyes.
Just
but-
their eyes.
yeah, but owls are like cool. Like, how many animals do you know that turn their head around that much? Because let me tell you,
My uncle
I don't know
did.
a lot.
Dude, have you guys read
Did that
the
once,
Guardians
didn't
of
you?
Ga'Hoole series?
Yeah, just once.
Yeah, that book series is really bad. It got a movie apparently. I haven't watched it.
You know what's a good movie about cryptids? Y'all remember Dougal?
No.
Haha, yes,
Dougal?
Dougal.
2006?
Dougal.
Great Jimmy Fallon, I
That
believe.
movie is a
Full
fucking
movie on
cryptid.
YouTube?
Butch
I fully
Hartman.
believe that movie is just
That
Infinity
movie
War.
isn't about a cryptid. That movie is a cryptid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Every
what is a
DVD, physical
cryptid?
DVD case of it is a cryptid.
What is a cryptid? Let me look it up and I give you the definition.
It's like
boy.
something that isn't quite provable, and it's like only told through like legends. Which I think that's how Dougal works. Nobody remembers Dougal until it's like it's passed down through generations. Like you don't know it until you've been like told it, and even
Kinda
then
like
you're
my
slightly aware of its existence.
See, I only ever watched Dougal for the music at the beginning and I believe at the end. I'd watch the entire movie to hear the song at the end.
Wait, did it have
I
Mr.
didn't know what
Blue
it
Sky?
was. I don't know if it was that or another one of those era, kind of songs. But it was a good song. That's all I remember. And I was like, wow, I really like this song. And I watched the entire movie because I didn't know about skipping. Like, I was a dumb
Skipping.
toddler. I was like, oh, I'm going to watch the entire movie because I want to hear the song at the
Seems
beginning
inefficient.
and the end. And so I watched that movie several times. I can hardly remember what happens in it, but I remember certain, like, frames of that movie being ingrained in my memory.
Dude, I used to
That
watch
must have
the
been a
B-movie
dark
every
time
night.
in your life.
I
to
did
watch
that
it
with
just-
G-Force, so I could go to sleep.
Okay, here's the definition of cryptid. Any creature that may or may not exist. Sightings of various cryptids have been reported, but their reality has not been proved.
Oh, so like Mothman.
From Wiktionary, Creative Commons Attribution, Share Like license.
Yeah, cryptid is someone without a copyright license.
Oh no, we're cryptids.
No one's ever proved my existence.
And people in this podcast are cryptids or creatures.
Hey,
Now
now.
we're all looming in a basement, wanting to
Yeah.
die. I mean, just
What's
like
new? Well, what's new?
Oh, what's new, pussycat?
What is
How
new?
far have
That's
you
a
made
good
it on that
question.
bag of Chex Mix?
Only
my,
new
my,
thing.
my dog food bag of Chex Mix that is over 2 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still have like a third of it left. I haven't eaten it in a while. There's
Jesus,
only
how's
so
that-
much.
Aren't you afraid
Chex
of that
Mix.
going bad?
Dude, a Chex Mix, it never goes bad, right?
Well, it was like when I went through my saltine kick, where I ate saltines a shit ton. Like, there's
Saltines
only
are
so many
gross.
boxes of saltines you can eat before you just don't like them anymore.
There's only so much Chex Mix you can consume before you become a compact piece of Chex Mix, and then you stop pooping for 3 days.
Like one of the Chex pieces, or
Yeah, I
Or, like-
wake up and I'm turning into a Chex, like, you know, my skin is starting to get, like, the dots in it, and I'm, like, turning into the cereal.
Oh God.
I'm gonna wake
That's
up
a
and my
horror
fingers are
story.
like the pretzels.
at least
weird
you're not
little
one of those like
tan
play that
thin
horror
bread
game.
pieces.
Yeah. Little
Dude,
round
I would play
lumps
that
in-
horror game.
You wake up, you have to slowly deal with the fact you're turning into a bag of Chex Mix.
This is why you be
Yeah.
a civil man and then eat Cheez-Its, the far superior snack for athletes, for general population, and best of all, gamers. Come
But
on,
why- but
you
why'd
tell me you
you
don't want to
point
just
out-
snack? Athletes? Because everyone wants to be an athlete, dude.
Name
you tell
one
me you don't want to be
athlete.
an athlete? Name,
Name
one
one
athlete. Fucking Ben
Brady's one.
Affleck. He is my hero.
Ben Affleck. All right.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
tell
I
me
know
about
that
athletes.
guy's the
I
guy.
know they eat fucking Cheez-Its, dude. You can't tell me they don't. Prove that they don't. Ha,
I can
can't.
tell
They
you
never
they
said
don't
they
all I
did.
want.
The burden of proof's on you, motherfucker.
I know. Cheez-Its is like, hey man, you're like an athlete. Have my like school snack pack of Cheez-Its.
I thought gamers ate Doritos.
That's
See,
like
the
that's
thing
like a
with-
myth.
Same with Doritos is like after you eat it, you have like asbestos on your fingers, and you have to lick it off like an absolute barbarian. And
But
but the thing is, I'd be
asbestos
lying
on
if
your
I have a
fingers.
bag right here.
Would
So
you
I mean,
consider an athlete a gamer? Because we're talking about foods that gamers would eat.
well, they don't hate women, so I mean,
They're physical.
Ah,
gamers.
yes. The second most essential part of a gamer.
You know how many like domestic abuse cases
Yeah.
NFL players have?
Didn't Tom Brady like beat his wife or
But
something?
do they also hate minorities? That's an important part of being a gamer.
I think beating your wife just sort of comes with the fact that you have two first names as your first and last name.
Also, the fact that you've won how many Super Bowls? Like, come on.
Hey,
I don't know.
you
They
win
can't
enough.
count that high.
What about fucking Macho Man Randy Savage?
Dude,
Dude's
don't
fucking
diss on my
actually
Macho
crazy.
Man.
Dude, Macho Man is awesome.
Yeah,
I
he's-
fucking love him.
He is pretty good.
He's
kinda
like
old now,
actually
isn't it?
crazy.
He's dead.
I know he's
Yeah,
dead,
he's
but
dead.
like his prime is pretty out there now.
Yeah.
He's the cream of the crop.
He
I couldn't
snapped
tell
into
you
the
how
Slim
many
Jim for all of
years
us.
ago, like he was in his prime, but it's been a minute.
He
No, I
snapped
never
into a
got
Slim
like
Jim for us.
I never got the appeal of wrestling.
Professional wrestling is cool. It's kind of like, okay, so there's like storylines and stuff. There's characters and storylines in professional wrestling, and you know it's fake. But because you know it's fake, it allows for a whole bunch of like cool gimmicks and like silly bullshit, like the Undertaker. It's pretty cool.
Don't people
There's
literally
some,
die?
There's some videos talking about it. I think Super Eye Patch Wolf did like 2 videos on why he thinks professional wrestling is fascinating, and I think they're really well made. So if y'all want to figure out why professional wrestling is so cool and why so many people love it, go and watch Super Eye Patch Wolf's videos.
I can slide in the description.
I mean, like, speaking of the Undertaker and death, didn't he die and now he's back to reap the WWE
I'm pretty
ring?
sure he died as his retirement, and then he was just like, "Whoa, I'm broke. Let's
Nah,
go
he
back."
just
do
quit.
you think if zombies
The
like
Undertaker
existed,
was a zombie.
do you think if zombies ever existed, they would just go back to their normal lives, but be like slightly stupider? You know,
It's like the whole thing with Undertaker is that like he was based off of like Michael Myers' whole shtick of just like never reacting to anything. He was the only person that didn't sell like attacks and stuff. And
Didn't he have a
that was his whole
brother?
shtick. He was basically a fucking zombie.
the
didn't he have a
Undertaker
brother
and his
that he
brother
played with?
John the accountant.
Well, yeah, I swear there was a brother that was also in the WWE.
It's like Michael.
Or why would they need that?
I
It's
don't know,
pretty
dude.
much just
He's
real
the
anime.
Undertaker.
It's pretty. Wrestling is just real anime, right?
It's not real violence.
That's
so it's not
basically what it
real
is.
anime.
It's fucking
IRL
like
anime.
IRL anime.
I remember kids talking about it on the school bus, and I had to like fake agree with them because I didn't watch wrestling growing up.
You didn't want
What
to
a
get bullied?
bitch.
Pretty much.
You're gonna get bullied for not liking it now.
I mean, realistically, come on. Anime, wrestling, two vast different things.
Anime is
what about
great.
the
Y'all
anime
want to talk
about
about
wrestling?
anime?
Is there? Yeah, there is an
That
anime
one,
about
like,
wrestling.
15-minute one that we watched was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
There's Hajime no Ippo. It's one about boxing though.
That's a lot of words that I don't know.
All right, Genji, stop using your old.
That's a timely reference.
Overwatch is a great game and will never die. They said in
Ah.
2016.
Sponsor us.
Oh
Please.
yeah.
They said in 2016.
Yeah. 2016, yeah. The fucking Overwatch League sucks. So boring to watch.
It's
They,
almost
have
like
you heard how much they restrict their players?
yes.
It's
Didn't they
crazy.
ban that one guy from the league
Overwatch is so
because he said
much
something
fun.
on his own private Twitch?
He like insulted someone like slightly.
Yeah, the Blizzard staff stalks all the esports players' accounts, and if they do anything that is even slightly questionable, they'll ban them from the fucking tourneys and shit.
Like,
kind of
I
amazing.
get
It's
it.
really terrible and
So it
downright
sounds like
creepy.
the Blizzard execs got bullied in school.
I get
They
it.
kill out toxic behavior.
They are pro quotation mark pro
Even if
gamer.
you're not using your like, main Twitter account.
They are pros, so they should be a role model, especially for a game that, frankly, targets a younger audience. I get where they're coming from, but we're also on the internet. This is like the Wild West. I mean, yeah, we have people trying to net neutrality, but I don't even know what happened to that. But, you know, you can't really stop the forces of anything on the internet, so...
That's why the internet's amazing.
I get where they're coming from, too, but they're still bitches.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, you can't stop the ultimate
bitches.
freedom.
I don't know why they decided the best way to go about dealing with this game
I hate the word toxic.
is making it as competitive as possible. When it's like a funny... There's a hamster character. Why would you make it competitive?
You know, I actually saw clips of, I think he is now he was at the time during the clip, where he became the #1 player on, I don't know if the US servers or whatever, and he mained the hamster character. And of course, he would just knock people off the ledge. Like, I can't imagine.
The only good character.
I can't imagine, teaming up, being like, all right, guys, let's go in here, let's try to win this match, and then your entire team gets hit off the ledge, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
It's like some Happy Wars shit right there.
Yeah, and there's a reason Happy Wars died.
I remember.
So did Overwatch.
No, it didn't die.
Like
that Happy Wars didn't
that
die. It's still around, and
exists.
that's why we got stomped last time we played. Because people had like 5 years on that game.
The Xbox Live
Jesus.
Indie Store is a terrifying place that had. Alright, remember we were talking about cryptids? That's a cryptid. Like games like Boxed.
That's a cryptid.
Alright, if you look up the game Boxed In, there's 2 videos online. There's the trailer that has like 30 views, and there's a gameplay that has like a couple thousand, and it's calling it the worst game ever. Let me tell you, that is the best game I've ever played. I don't care what you say.
Oh my god.
Boxed In and the
That's the
Xbox
thing.
360 Live Indie Store. Shut down, can't get it anymore. It was the best game I ever played.
On the Xbox Indie Store, it was like walking into the abyss. And every so slightly, you'd see a glimmer. And that thing would be the best game you could ever find. No one would know what it is. You couldn't talk to your friends about it. You couldn't find it on the internet. No. Like, maybe there'd be a 1 video or so. But, like, that would be your gem. And you would love that game. And then they took down the market.
Yeah, well, it was shut down pretty far after the 360.
Yeah, it was on, like...
But it's still sad that, like, I mean, I don't even know if I could get back that game. Like, I don't know if it's still on my P or my old console.
Think of it. Gaming, I mean, everyone wants these indie games. No one wants to really support AAA, especially with some of the decisions they make. But, like, no website, no platform gives indie games the boost that they had. Like, back in the Xbox 360 days, they had a whole market for it. It's like a bazaar. You walk in and there's like, oh hey, look at this. He made this by himself, and it's pretty cool. I guess I'll spend like $15 on it.
Yeah, that's the
Not
glory.
even. It was like
of
$1.
Yeah, they were all like $1.
Yeah, some of them are worth pretty cheap. Yeah,
Actually, that was back
Like
when they used the
Total
point
Miner?
system.
they did
Oh
use the
god,
point system.
game
Yeah,
sucks.
Total
was
Miner
only
was a
100.
gem.
Dude, that game.
Shit
That was a
sucks.
good game.
It was like RPG Minecraft. Now there's mods for Minecraft.
RPG Minecraft.
Yeah, but it was executed so perfectly.
Even if it was clunky, even if it had its faults, it was still like, hey, I'm playing this game and I'm having fun with my friends.
Yeah, I played
Didn't
that
matter,
game
really.
Forever.
Well, you can say that about any game. That's not really
Yeah.
a fair that's not really a fair way to rate a game, because any game is fun with friends. If you're good enough friends with somebody, you can have fun rolling a fucking turd back and forth.
That is
Correct.
true, but
I mean, it's definitely like a nostalgia
Yeah,
thing,
fun,
but
yeah,
it's
fun.
like, I remember that game being so clunky and kind of generally kind of terrible, but it was so fun because we were stupid kids and there was no Minecraft.
it was
on the
also
Xbox.
something new. It wasn't just like, even if we had Minecraft at the time, I'd still boot up Total Miner, because it was, even if it was clunky, like we keep saying, it was something new. It was something that wasn't just, oh, here's the standard Minecraft, let me make a clone of Minecraft. This had its elements of similarity, but it was still like, hey, you go find a blueprint for a longsword. It wasn't just make diamond sword hit. Yeah, as Minecraft
I
still
still
is.
love that nobody knows who we're talking about because this game was so relatively unknown.
Well, any game on the
It's
indie
some
market's like that,
obscure
though.
shit.
It's like, I feel like the indie market, even though I think they knew what was going on in my child days with the indie market, I didn't know a lot about AAA games. I didn't really play that many games. I probably had like Gears of War, classic Xbox titles.
Man,
But-
I miss Gears of War.
That was a
But
good
like
series.
the indie game had such like small niche. Like it would be, instead of like a AAA game like Gears of War, where you'd have so many different things you could do, so many modes, where like this indie game has that one niche thing it's really good at, or not even really good at, probably bad at it. And if I went back, but at the time really good at, and it was just like, whoa, let's do this.
Okay, hear
So-
me out.
Hey,
Right? When I was
um,
younger, back in my day, in 2005, I could have swore it was like every year there was at least 2 or 3 games I was looking forward to, and I cannot think a game that is coming out currently that actually
That's
seems
because
interesting.
everything's gone to shit. Everything went wrong.
Well, there's
There's
Halo
one
Reach.
game I can think about, and that is Halo Reach. Yes, even
Yeah.
if it is
Hey.
just a remaster.
Yeah, and it's just a
Halo
remaster.
Reach was the Halo game
Hey,
of like me growing up. I know Halo 3 was still kind of big, but I didn't really play Halo 3, and I know people probably like the game a lot more than Reach. But for me, Reach was the #1 Halo game, and that's what I played.
Kick ass.
I never played Halo 3. I mean, I have played it, but I've never invested in it, I should say. So, like, for Halo game, it's always Halo Reach is the golden standard for me. I'm really glad they're bringing it back whenever they're bringing it back.
Hey, Microsoft, you're porting the Halo Master Chief Collection. How about you port Gears of War 2? That'd be pretty.
Gears
cool.
of War
Let's
2
just-
was
Why don't
also
you
one of
just
the
port
best
all
Gears.
of your fucking exclusives, please. Please just port all of your exclusives to PC. I
Exclusives
want to play
are
them
so
all again.
annoying.
Well, think of it this way. If Halo does really good on Steam, why wouldn't they? They're going to make
Yeah, if
more
Halo
money.
CC does good on Steam, they'll probably just port it.
Especially
to Windows
because, what,
Store.
Halo Reach is like, what, 2010?
Yeah.
I mean-
Yeah.
Think
It's
of it.
'cause,
That game is like 9 years old now. And
Yeah, when Halo Reach
they
comes
can
out,
re-release
they'll,
it.
like, spam the Invasion playlists over and over.
Yeah,
again.
they're just gonna
Like,
release
like-
that game and make probably more money than they made on the original sale.
Probably. I mean, they're releasing it to a much bigger audience this
Mhm.
time, and it's on Steam too, which is the biggest game marketplace out right now. Instead of using the
Especially
Windows
for
Store.
PC players, yeah.
I'm still waiting for Microsoft to port the best. You're hearing me straight from my heart. The best cover shooter that has ever been on Xbox. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. That is 50 Cent, Blood on the Sand.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna say it, my man. Yes, that game was shit.
It was
Yeah, that
it was
game
so bad.
Shit.
But it has a special place in my heart as my first Xbox 360 game. Even before
Why
Halo
don't
3.
you- Why I really do hope they if Halo Reach and the MCC thing is a big success, I hope they decide to port Gears of War collection that's like the Master Chief collection, because that would be really cool. I really liked Gears of War. I miss it.
Do they even make Gears of War anymore?
Yeah, they do. They made like a game recently for it. I think it was like Judgment or something. I don't.
Well, no,
They made
I think they have
4.
5. Yeah,
They have
4.
4.
4 or 5.
Yeah, the new one actually. Well, the new one's actually leaked. There was a new poster leaked for it.
Yeah, they're still making it, and I think they said that they're going to put all their new exclusives on the Windows Store. So if they're putting that on the Windows Store, hopefully they'll make like a like a Gears of War collection that contains like all the games, like remastered.
Well, I think
up to, like, Gears of War 3,
4.
maybe.
If it's 4 or 5, I honestly don't know. You
Where it
guys say
contains
4.
the, like
But if
Gears of War 1 to 3.
I think
and,
4
like,
is on the Microsoft Store. I think you can get it on PC.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
They
it's
said
a Play
once
Anywhere
the
title.
Xbox One, they said that the Xbox One is going to have all of their exclusives on the Windows Store. So I wouldn't be surprised if Gears of War 4 wasn't there. But I think it would be really cool if they like made a Master Chief Collection style Gears of War collection with Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, and maybe Judgment or whatever.
Well, yeah, didn't they remaster 1 not that long ago as well?
Like they could just like remaster that shit, put all 3 of them in there, and then sell it on the Windows Store. I would buy it on the Windows Store because I really want to play Gears of War again.
Right, look how many people played Call of Duty when they remastered the first Modern Warfare.
It was fucking disgusting how they put microtransactions and they were selling the same map packs.
Oh yeah, that's
that
just how
were as
games
DLC.
are. I mean, it's weird. It's weird to think how far back that was actually going on. Like, I mean, even early Halo Reach days and early Black Ops days, they were doing this like, oh, here's like 3 maps for 20
I mean,
bucks.
this was the Modern Warfare 2 remaster, and they were selling the map packs in the remaster. They were selling, like, in the remastered game, they were selling the map packs instead of just putting it in the game
like, that's that with the Halo Reach, thing. I know we're hopping on a topic for a while, and we need to change it. With the Halo Reach thing, they're putting all the DLC maps into the base game. All the DLC content into the base game, so you can keep
never
selling.
bought the DLC.
I bought one of them, and
I remember.
Even though I loved that game, I never bought them.
I didn't even know they had DLC. Honestly, I just remember playing the game, and the DLCs were so minute that I was like, I
they
didn't
were
even
each
realize
3
they
maps,
existed.
but there were so many maps, especially with Forge. There were like, 20
I just
plus
remember
maps
the
base game.
firefight map. The firefight map.
It's like a snow one.
Yeah, I think so.
I remember that.
So there was I was looking into this. I've been looking into this for a while because I've been watching. What was the guy's name? Hidden Xperia. He does a lot of videos on Halo. He's like a Halo YouTuber, and there's been a lot of news coming out about Reach. Like, they're going to have a new progression system that isn't going to have any kind of microtransaction, premium currency bullshit in it.
I mean, the original.
They're trying to make it less grindy than it was before.
I could see it. Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool, and it's going to be interesting to see how they implement it because it's going to be using the MCC interface and stuff. So sadly, you won't be able to see the awesome intro and like the super cool like menu backgrounds and shit. But it's going to be interesting to see how they pull off like a currency system in there. And they said they aren't going to water down the customization like they did with Halo 3 and whatnot.
I've actually heard as well the currency system is going to be global through the MCC, meaning you can play any game.
That's what I heard too.
Which seems weird. Imagine like playing ODST or something and then gaining credits for Reach. I mean, that seems cool, but
yeah, that'd be
curious.
Really cool.
Like, it's like how is that going to work?
I'm hoping they don't jack up the
eager
prices.
To see what they do with it, because I know 343 is actually trying this time instead of like Halo 5. And Halo 5 is a whole other topic I'm not even gonna get into because I hate that game. But Halo Reach on PC is going to be pretty good. They put in a lot of effort into remastering the game and being as faithful as possible while still bringing new features, and they're going to update the progression system so it isn't grindy and a whole bunch of other stuff.
You know what is going to be bad when it releases? The Pop Funko movie.
Oh.
Funko Pop movie?
Did I say it backwards? I did.
It's
what
Funko
is
Pop movie.
like
It's
the
gonna
dolls?
be
Why
like
are they
the
all
Emoji
2D
movie.
from Gorillas, but they don't even have a 2D from Gorillas one?
Yeah, it's fucking the Funko Pop movie. It's gonna be terrible.
It's
just
gonna be
like
emoji.
the
Like the
emoji
Lego
movie.
movie.
Yeah, it's
It's-
just gonna be the emoji movie.
It's a trend chaser.
Really, like what can you really do with inanimate objects to make it an interesting story that isn't just believe in yourself?
Okay,
Yeah,
see,
it's
I
the
could
Lego
I
movie.
could see emojis, right? Emojis because in similar to
Well,
Lego,
you can easily write
they're
that.
like they have personalities to see, like I guess, and they even had kind of interesting plot. Did it terribly, but it was, whatever, right? But
The
Pop
Lego movie was the only good brand of movie.
Funko Pops, right? They're other characters. They're not. They don't
they're
have.
other
They're not.
It's gonna be
anything
the
on their
biggest
own.
crossover movie ever.
ever since Ready
The
Player
most
One.
ambitious crossover since Infinity War.
Most ambitious crossover since Ready Player One. The best movie ever.
That had
Oh,
like
fuck
a lot
that
of people.
movie.
I
Fuck that movie.
controversial.
and
I
even
enjoyed
the
that movie.
book.
I enjoyed it as well.
The
Never watched
fucking
it.
movie sucks, and the book is even worse.
I think the CGI was scary, but I liked the movie. I mean,
It's awful. I hate
it is
The
kind of
concept is
pandering,
cool.
but maybe I'm just a one brain cell type of dude. But
It's a movie by gamers for gamers.
yeah, I gotta appreciate my fellow gamers. Like,
Exactly. There's nothing better than some gamer on gamer action.
Yeah, and with that, I think it's time for us to step out of the gamerverse.
the gamer first.
We have been in the gamerverse for a while.
I've been. Anybody remember Over the Hedge?
I
Honestly,
do. I played the PS2 game.
I remember
a
the
game?
music.
It did have
Yes,
a game.
the music. The music. That is the soundtrack of a generation.
It is. It
Yep.
really is.
Because you know us, we were rocking the suburbs.
The suburbs, yeah.
I don't remember what the artist is or who the artist is. I remember it being like one guy doing all of the music for the movie.
It was one
And
guy.
I just remember them all being straight bangers, dude. They were all bops.
Yeah.
Like, I could listen to it right now and probably get down with it.
We make a good
Like-
team, me and you.
I think we should
do.
watch that video, or not the movie,
We should watch the movie
as a
sometime.
unit.
We should.
You know,
We tried. No, wait, was it
we
over the
did.
edge?
No.
What did we sit? No, it
We've
was.
tried to watch a lot of movies.
I think. Well, we
Yeah.
all sat down in the basement. I pulled up the laptop in this crummy basement. We saddled around this laptop and we couldn't quite get the pirate to work right. We pirated Shut Up, and it wasn't working correctly. It was terrible. And then we stopped. I think it was Over the Hedge we were trying to watch.
Over the head.
I was
yeah.
probably out of it. It's probably one of those
Yes.
mental states where you don't know what's going on. All you know is people are trying to do stuff.
Because you
you're in
agreed
your
to.
zone.
Because you agreed to watch Over the Hedge. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
All I'm here to do is eat Cheez-Its and watch Over the Hedge, the pirated edition from like 12 years ago. I'm all out of
Only in the
Cheez-Its.
classic 240p. Ooh,
Oh,
that nice
yes.
Oh, yeah.
crisp.
We have
Or
to
it's like the
watch it from
fucking-
across the basement just to kind of see
Squint.
and understand.
128p.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
God.
Now we're talking my. Oh, you know what I remember being and watching in 128p? Old Lego like stop motion with Bionicles
Yes.
that were 90% children screaming. It was.
Yep.
They're amazing.
That sounds terrifying.
That's what I
As
grew up
for
on.
most things, I
Children
love to watch
screaming.
videos and just be like, I want to do that. Like, I want to do a stop motion. But then I would wake up, be like, I'm going to do it. And then I don't. And I'd never fulfill that, like, moment in my childhood.
See, I made stop motions.
That's like me every single day. It's like, I'm gonna do this. And then I get up and then I go and fucking just talk on fucking Discord and then I go to bed.
Sounds like a routine.
Yeah.
Man. Do you remember Destroy Build Destroy?
Yes, dude.
Yes,
Dude, what,
This
dude,
yes.
what
isn't
happened
about
was
that
a good
show.
Oh.
Do you remember the show that came on? It was after. It was like, dude,
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 what would happen?
what would happen?
That,
Yes.
that was a good show. I
Yes.
liked that
What?
show.
What show?
Do you
All right,
remember? I
first
think
off, how can you destroy my dreams of talking about destroy, build, destroy?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Look at that.
Do you remember the dude? What would happen? The pilot episode where they turn like the back of a truck or maybe an El Camino into a hot tub.
I think, yeah, I do remember that.
No.
I remember that. Then why did this show get on Cartoon Network? It's not even. What? Who thought
I
to
have
themselves?
no
Yeah,
idea.
you know, these three douchebags like sitting here and they want to destroy things and build things.
First
Let's put
off,
them
they
on
were
their own show.
stoned. They were
As a
stoned out of
kid-
their mind.
As a kid who thought building stuff was cool, I thought it was the coolest show.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wouldn't like sit down and like wait for it to come on.
Oh, I did.
Like, I wasn't
Totally.
like that. I just, you know, you'd get home, you'd make yourself a nice PB&J, you'd sit down on the couch, and bam, destroy, build, destroy. And you'd watch it and you'd be like, man, I really hope that one wins. That guy's cool. And then he doesn't. And then you're like, wow, I hope the next episode's on. I really want to see what else they make. And it's always the same thing, because I'm pretty sure it was the same obstacles every single time.
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty
And
much.
yeah.
I
but
really
the
wanted
host.
to be on that every time. Andrew WK, yes,
He's an amazing
the
man.
host.
He's Godson.
I forgot his name. They do with most people, but yes, he was also in the what, the Rage 2 or Rage? Yeah, the Rage.
Yes,
thing,
we are all.
where he just kind of
watching-
showed up.
We all finally got together and watched E3 for the first time we'd done this, and we were like, "Oh, dude, Fallout 76. This looks like a game that could not fail and not do terrible." And then Andrew WK steps out and says, "Nah, Rage 2." And then that
Rage 2.
comes
No.
out, and that was just as
He
bad.
didn't say anything. He just walked
played
up,
guitar.
did some stuff, and then walked away. And I was like, what is happening?
I thought he played
What a
guitar.
fucking dummy.
I think he did. I think he
Yeah,
did
he had his
play a
band.
song. Is he in a band? Or is that just like
He's
he's
the
a
s-
musician?
Okay, but he's Andrew WK. I think he does a little bit of everything. Sorry,
Yeah,
he
it's-
masters a little bit of everything.
That's what WK stands for, wholesome knowledge.
Wholesome knowledge.
If only. I mean, imagine. I wonder if he has like a family. Like if he's a father. Like I don't want to talk about this man so long, but
Andrew WK's wife being him actually he already has long hair. Him in an apron and lipstick. His child being a like downscaled version of him. Not even like short. No, I mean downscaled entirely. And then having like and that's his family. His dog is like a mutated version of himself on all fours.
See, all of those things you described, I can only imagine as like the new Snapchat filters.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, I'm a woman now, and that'd be his wife. Like, oh yeah, I'm baby, and that'd be like his son. And then that'd be his entire family.
That's kind of how genetics works, right? It just takes you.
Yeah, you go on Snapchat. You go on Snapchat and you put on the filter, and they genetically recreate what you've made, and that is your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
What
Sims
about
character
monkey filter.
creation.
You get monkey filter so you can be monkey.
I'm monkey.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be monkey.
I'm monkey.
I'm monkey.
I'm baby.
It's like iRobot, but it's iRobot with iMonkey.
Did you guys ever watch iRobot? Like, I saw trailers and I was like, you know what? It looks like it's gonna be an alright movie.
It's a great
And I never watched it. See, I heard people didn't like it, so I was like, eh.
I remember. I just remember it because there's iRobot and then there's I Am Legend or something like that.
both.
I Am Legend wasn't very good.
I just remember I Am Legend being sad because the dog died, and I didn't want to watch it anymore.
That's the most fucking stupid, lame twist possible because it's the one everyone can see coming.
It still
Bro,
breaks my
spoiler
heart.
alert!
It still breaks my
You
heart.
can spoil any movie by saying the dog dies. Like, seriously.
I mean, but the dog did die, so it's accurate.
Okay, so I just remember, like, this goes way back, but first off, you guys read the Warrior Cats books, as
I read all
true
of them.
gamers do.
Yeah.
I have to say.
I was trying to get into it at the time. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna read the first book. And I got to the second book. It was kind of boring or whatever. And all of you guys were just like, well,
They're not that good.
all you guys were
They're
like,
really
oh
not
yeah, the
good.
dog dies, dude. The dog dies. I'm like, dude, it's a book about cats who are warriors. What do you mean the dog dies? So I kept reading. You guys forced me to keep reading. Like, I don't know if you guys meant to do it as a joke.
Okay.
I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I remember that exactly.
I don't remember saying to you that, yeah, the dog dies in Warrior Cats 2, Fire and Ice. Like,
Yeah, that's what you guys
I
did. You
know
guys
the
like, oh, man,
title still.
just keep reading. Just keep reading. The dog dies, dude. And I was like, who's the dog? Is he like a good guy? I remember them fighting dogs. Like, I don't know.
remember dogs.
So I kept reading.
So they named a child's book after fucking condoms.
Fire and Ice. Yeah.
I don't really think it's a
Warrior
child
Cats
book.
was not good.
It's like a
Cats
tween
was
book.
a godsend book, okay? It
Reading
was
back,
absolutely
it wasn't that
garbage.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it like the
But-
intro to furries?
Shut up. Anyway.
It was now when I look back onto it now that I'm a writer and I actually understand writing, it's fucking really not that good. There's lots and lots of writing flaws. Like that one guy who died 9 times consecutively because he got fucking sliced up so bad. It's like what?
Yeah, dude. Cats have 9 lives.
Well,
Come
that was
on.
the shtick. It was like if you're the leader, you have 9 lives. That was the playing. All right, I gotta say, for as dumb as a book it had some interesting concepts, and it actually.
It was alright.
Yeah, it wasn't
that good of a book, but
It wasn't
like, you know,
terrible.
it wasn't terrible.
It had.
It's not like fucking God, what was it? God, what's a terrible book? I'm trying to think of it. Like
I can't get into Percy Jackson. That's
Hold
tween
on, I can
series.
find
I never
one.
could either. Percy Jackson, I'd read it, I'd get bored, and I'd be like, alright, time to go to the next book.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't know what's going on. And I would just keep doing that over and over again.
I remember reading it, right? This is how young I was. I was reading way ahead of apparently at my reading scale. So I was like a baby reading like Percy Jackson. I started on like the 4th book, and it was the Labyrinth book or something. And I remember being like, yeah, I'm reading the book about the Labyrinth. And people were like, what are you talking about?
Labyrinth.
Yeah, that's how I pronounced it. Because I didn't know what a labyrinth was. But I read this whole book without having any prior knowledge of who Percy Jackson
It's
was.
like people who call Rayquaza Rayquaza.
That's gonna be a whole flame war.
So, did you guys take like AR tests?
AR tests, like
It's gonna be a
alternate
whole
reality.
flame war of the
Like
comics.
reading tests. I don't know. They were just called AR tests, like AR stars or whatever.
Stars.
Or like,
Yes.
Oh.
You would have to go and you'd get points for your knowledge of the book.
Oh yeah, I remember
You had to
this.
get your good noodle started.
Yeah. Well, in 4th grade, we did that, and it was like if you had like a 90% or everyone in the class had a 90% or above, like we would get a pizza party. Wow, fantastic! Teachers never did that, but that was the incentive. We had one guy join in like a week before, like the pizza party that we were gonna earn, and I don't know what he was doing. He just took a ton of tests and brought his like average down to 20% and ruined it for everybody. I remember being upset and like going to my mom like in tears, like he ruined the pizza party, and she was like, "It's all right, we'll get pizza tonight." I'm like, "It's not the same. It's not the same."
So,
I didn't feel fulfilled.
My name's Jared.
Yeah.
Never learned how to fucking read.
It was in my kindergarten. Actually, I think it was 1st grade. It was before I moved schools. We had every Friday, I believe. It was like I don't remember if it was like a random spinner or something, but like a student was able to choose from like a prize bin. I mean, granted, these prize bins were like those freaking flimsy like finger puppet things and like pencil grippies.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember, but I just remember like.
I remember that in kindergarten.
I remember getting a glittery pencil and putting it and just keep scraping the glitters off because what they're falling off. Why would you?
What an
How would they
awful
glue
child.
that? I didn't do it on purpose. I'm just holding the pencil and it's like shaking off. So my desk was like piles, and then some kid was. I remember this kid because he was my old friend. This is old, but. He grabbed it and was like, "Dude, if you put this in your hair, girls will like you." So he dumped it in my hair, and I was like, "Why did you do this?" I'm like, "Why? I didn't want any of this." So I went home covered in glitter. Like, I mean, like in
Wow.
my pockets. Like it was a lot.
You got bullied.
I got bullied.
See, I can't remember like ever doing stuff for women. All I remember is again in 4th grade we had like a whole we got together in the gym or whatever. We were doing Minute to Win It, and like my thing, because I did it with a girl. That's the only reason I did it, because it was like, oh, the cute girl is going on there, and they pulled my name to go on there. I have to do it with her to prove my self-worth.
Yeah, Can we pause?
And then
like not an actual pause. Like first off, Minute to Win It with a woman having to try to prove your self-worth. This sounds like my Friday nights.
yes, exactly. And see, I was trying to do it right. I was trying to. We had to get like a raw spaghetti noodle and pick up like nuts, like how you have like nuts and bolts. We had to pick up those, right?
What?
And yeah, and you had to like put the spaghetti noodle in your mouth and pick up the nuts with it.
All right.
And when I did it, like my tooth fell out. So I couldn't pick up any of them because I was like, oh my god, my jaw is in pain and I'm bleeding and I can't pick up any of them. And like. People like booed me off the fucking floor and stuff, and I was like, "Wow, I'm never gonna get with this woman because I can't prove myself in Minute to Win It in front of the entire school in 4th grade." I thought it was the end of my social career, which it was. I never had friends after that, and here I am now, and now I'm a gamer. Yeah,
there was a kid in my grade who he would constantly. I never did anything to impress women. I didn't like anyone. I'm a tard. Anyway, we had this kid. I swear it was every day. He'd try to do something impressive with this group of chicks, and like the flock of flamingos that would go around. And every time, without fail, he'd fall, hurt himself, and cry. I mean, this went on to like almost high school.
What a bitch.
So his face was like always red. He had squinted eyes. It's like, what point do you just stop? People are watching you because it's like it's like sad.
Because it's entertaining.
Yeah, it's like how you fell and hurt yourself. It's not like, man, this guy's boyfriend material. I don't understand.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever proved myself either, and I don't think I've ever had a woman come up to me and say, "Hey, you're boyfriend material" either. I mean, I have, but at least to say that relationship hasn't gone anywhere.
Well, we had that one conversation where it's 50-50, and that was not okay. That was probably the most offensive thing anyone could have said to both of us.
50-50.
Yes. Okay, so this girl I was talking to for a long while, like, I told her, I confessed my feelings towards her. She didn't really reciprocate back or anything, but I still try to be friendly. I didn't want to just, one and done. And I went and we hung out with her, Top Conte, Logan, whatever. We went and hung out with her. She was like, you know what, Jaden? I love your personality. Even more so than my own boyfriend's, which she had at the time. And she was like, but if you just look more like Logan, you would be perfect.
What a slut.
And I was like, what? And that, pretty much I don't talk to her after that. But like, I get physical attraction's important, especially in high school when you want to show off or whatever. But come on, if my personality's really that great,
Dude, don't be an epic cringe r/nice guy over here.
I'm sorry, dude.
Like, what the fuck? That girl's such a slut.
Well, it hurt on both ends because I was like, wow.
Yeah, basically said Logan's personality is trash, and I'm ugly.
Yeah, she said that, and I was like, oh, what the fuck?
She said Logan's attractive, and Jaden, man, you got a nice personality.
That's not what I want to hear.
The
It's
meanest thing
not.
you could
Okay.
possibly say.
It's not a positive scenario where it's, oh, you're attractive and you got a good personality. It was told as, yeah, you'd be boyfriend material if you had Logan's looks and your personality's really good. Like, it's shitty both ways.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So mean.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? That's high school relationships are doomed to fail. Like, I get it. There's like a statistic that 1 in 10 or whatever continue on, but like,
I see no reason to date in high school. I mean, granted, you know, this is coming
Gotta
from a
date
dude
bitches in
who's
high school.
just about 18, and guess what? I've never even been dated or any of that. But that's just because I don't care.
Because people want to put their penis in something.
Yeah, it's like that's all right. Here's the thing: you cannot love someone that early.
I think
You
it's
can-
more or
you
less
can
just the
think it's
connection
love.
of. I think it's more or less just like, hey, this person I can talk to about everything that's going on in my life because I have no idea what's going on in my life. I think that's more what it is.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I don't know.
important. But here's the thing: I have friends. It's as stupid
Yeah.
as it is. Why would I need to? I mean, yeah, there's this connection. It's all that, but I mean, I didn't. It's more work. To be honest, I did a lot of college.
Well, you can't stick your pee-pee in friends unless
That
you, like,
that's also
Unless
true.
you're up
You
with
can. I mean.
You can one time,
Anyway,
and
Jaden,
maybe
when's the
twice
next
if
time
they
you're
don't find
coming
out.
over? I just need to make sure. I just need to make
I'm
sure.
free-
that-
I'm free this weekend.
Conversation.
Oh yeah, all right. Hey, just make sure you come
Right after
over.
this conversation.
Um, yeah. You know, you guys never really like answered my question that I started out this with actually.
Was
Do
that-
pregnant women when they get snapped during the Thanos snap, do the fetuses cough out of their mouths like dust?
It's a real question.
I mean,
That seems like a thing for a biology major to answer, not necessarily for people in a basement. But
You know.
I have the Infinity Gauntlet and
What?
all of the fucking stones. So there's also a way to
What
try
is
out
this?
things
A
with
plot
trial and
Infinity?
error. So
Alright.
yeah, and then you add in a snap sound because I can't snap that loud.
I'm adding this in as well.
Oh, I got a snap in there.
I'm adding this end conversation in.